Hello and welcome to the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Hey, I got an opportunity to watch some of the UConn women's basketball game. They took on Louisville in the Champions Classic. I say a little bit because it was such a blowout. I was not really paying attention for too long. Now, if you know anything about me, you know I am not a UConn fan. In fact, I'm anybody but UConn. So nope, not a UConn fan, not a Gino Auriemma fan, but I hadn't had an opportunity other than highlights to see Paige Bueckers this season. And so I wanted to tune in. In the course of semi-watching this blowout game, I got an opportunity to hear the commentators talk about Paige Bueckers' shoe, her sneaker, and they held it up. So I just wanted to capture the picture right from my television. Check out these pictures I captured. But to get a closer look at the shoe, let's go to a post on Instagram, actually. This is a post from limited EDT_SG. And it says, UConn superstar Paige Bueckers gets her own Nike GT Hustle 3 EP player exclusive colorway. The sneaker features a bright sky blue radial knit upper, along with pink and purple highlights on the laces and swoosh logos. The 860 stores area code on the left tongue is a nod to Paige's college, as well as the 612 Minnesota area code where she grew up. At the heel of each side also bears special graphics like a short motivational message and her nickname on the court. The night, and it tells you that it's available. Okay, so here you can see the shoe and a closer look at the colors, the laces, the area code, 860, and then 612 on the tongue. A better look there, front view. And then you can see the back where it says Bueckers. The motivational quote is "Be you, be great." And over here, these say GT up at the ankle area, the Achilles area. And then you can see, I think it's supposed to be like a basketball hoop, I think. And so that is a close-up, much better than the television one, but I had to show you the TV one because I captured them. I wanted to grab my phone and capture them, and so I did. Love the colors. I heard them say, I think they said that all the teammates got a shoe, and they described it, and they were raving about the whole deal, and that it was the first of its kind, and that it was historic, and the whole thing. And again, congratulations to Paige Bueckers. I am going to talk a little bit about the game in a moment, but first I want to talk a little bit about Nike and the shoe situation. A lot of people have been talking about it. What's up with Caitlin Clark's deal? Paige Bueckers gets her shoe. Caitlin Clark still sitting on the shelf after being locked into this contract with Nike, holding her hostage, so to speak, metaphorically speaking. $28 million contract over 8 years, I believe. And Caitlin Clark still doesn't have a shoe. And I already hear the people say, oh, it takes a while. Oh, it's the precedent has already been set. They can get a shoe out. Nike is a business. Okay. So I don't get why a business that needs a boost, by the way, would not get into motion to get Caitlin Clark's shoe out there, to get Caitlin Clark apparel out there, to do something with Caitlin Clark. What is going on? Is this a matter of, oh, it takes so much time? I'm sorry. I don't believe it. Okay, we already know that they were like, yeah, we got to take care of Asia Wilson first, because if we don't, then we're going to be accused of privilege. And, Nike apparently bows to that whole thing. But if you're a business and you're trying to make more business and you're trying to generate capital and you're trying to utilize someone you signed, it makes no sense to me when it is within your hands to create a shoe, create a buzz, ride the wave. It makes no sense to me that you're not doing that. So what do? I tune in to watch UConn playing Louisville, and I get to sit there and watch the commentators holding up Paige Bueckers' shoe. And this is not about Paige Bueckers. Go Paige, get your shoe. Nike wants to take care of you. That's wonderful. Okay. But what's the deal with Caitlin? Yes, I do think there's an agenda. Yes, I do think they want her on the back seat. Yes, I do think they want her to stay in her place. Yes, I do believe that. Now, having said that, will I find out one day that Nike was so hard at work coming up with the best possible sneaker ever, and they were all in this together and decided to wait for some golden moment to unveil this gold mine of a shoe that everybody and their mama would want? And it is so amazing that it would take years to develop. What if I find that out one day, Adrienne? Well, then I will gladly say, hey, I missed it. Nike has something in the works all along. I'll come right on here and say that I have no problem with that. But again, this is a business. Business people make business moves. But in today's age, business people are kowtowing to a larger agenda. So that's what I think this is. I'll be glad to admit I'm wrong if I'm wrong. But I find the whole thing suspect. I wish that Caitlin Clark would somehow figure out a way to go in another direction. They say contracts are made to be broken. I wish she would find another way and say, you know what, Nike? All right, I see you. I see what you're up to. I'm going to go a different direction. I don't know all the stipulations of the contract. Contracts are made to be broken. Would they let her out of it? Is there a way out of it? I don't know. And maybe you think I'm just hasty. Just let it ride out, Adrienne. Why would you want her to go off and do something else? It's Nike, for goodness sake. Hey, if you feel that way, then you can tell me that respectfully, of course. But I just find it just was so odd to me as I'm watching this college game and I'm watching them with the shoe, and it's a Nike shoe, and I can't help but go, man, what? Again, what's up with Caitlin Clark's deal? And it doesn't make sense. And of course, you're gonna have the people out there who are gonna go, hey, I mean, it doesn't make sense. What do you think Caitlin Clark does? Nike is a business, okay? Businesses are supposed to want to flourish. It's easy. You do the math. Think about the revenue that she has generated. Think about the sales. Think about the, I don't even have to, if I have to explain it to you, then there's no point. But again, if they're working on some huge thing that we know nothing about, then I'll say I'm wrong. It was worth the wait. They weren't trying to do her dirty. They weren't trying to be woke. They weren't. Well, we'll see. And if that's the case, I'll be the first to admit it. But for now, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But again, kudos to Paige Bueckers. Now, to the game. Like I said, I wanted to tune into the game because I hadn't had an opportunity to watch. And it was painful. Louisville, my goodness, they looked atrocious playing against UConn. And the final score of the game was 85-52. And it looked even worse than that. It was just terrible. Now, Paige Bueckers didn't have a great game. So Paige ended with 8 points. She had 8 points. And if I remember correctly, she had only had one field goal in the first half. I may be wrong. Maybe it was 2, but I believe it was just 1. She played 26 minutes. She went 2 for 11. Her from field goals. Her threes were 1 for 6. Free throws 3 for 4. She did have 10 rebounds. She had 6 assists and 8 points. And Gino was mic'd for the game. And you could hear him saying at one time to his assistants, "How do we get Paige going?" Now, Paige impacts the game. And like I said, she had 6 assists. She didn't even take, it's not like she took a lot of shots in the first half, particularly the first quarter. She did not. So she was kind of holding back, and he was, well, I don't know if she was holding back. She was just doing other things and getting other people involved. And keep in mind, they have AZ Fudd recently back from injury. I think it was an ACL, a knee injury, and she went off for 18 points, and Sarah Strong had 21 points. I hope AZ Fudd is fine. I don't recall she came back into the game, but she at one point did something, was holding her knee, and it was, everybody was a little bit nervous about that because, again, she's been injured, and but she went off for 18. And again, Sarah Strong was field goals 8 for 10, AZ 6 for 10, 18, 21 points, and Paige Bueckers had only 8 points. So I tuned in because, like I said, I wanted to see her play this season, and I was incredibly unimpressed, but everybody has games like that. So, I mean, it happens. And generally, when you have a player like that, they don't tend to have 2 of those games in a row. So whoever they play next, they might need to watch out because we know how that works. So anyway, the shoe thing, I just wanted to talk about it. What are your thoughts on the whole shoe deal? Are we all jumping the gun? Is there something in the works that's in hiding and waiting for some great unveiling? Because nobody from Nike's talking about it, are they? Well, what do you think about it? Also, remember, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. I appreciate that. And also like and share, help with the algorithm. You gotta fight the algorithm, and you guys are helping me do that. All right, I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.